Sure, it's funny, but does this comic bear a disturbing resemblance to your own classroom? Are your lessons as black and white as a newspaper? Do your students seem to be losing interest? Do you find yourself tired of doing the same things in class day in and day out? Is your classroom boring, even to you? Unfortunately, in today's educational climate of standardized testing and state content anchors, it's becoming more and more difficult to change the curriculum to make it more interesting. But what if you could change something else, starting with where and how you present the material to your students? Welcome to Learning Spaces, a short presentation to help you design and create new places to stimulate student engagement and learning. If you're tired of seeing the same view every day, it's time for a change. Instead of following the traditional classroom model, why not explore some new learning space options? So what exactly are learning spaces? Simply the combination of settings, furnishings, and technology in the classroom that are used to generate student interest and engagement in learning. This presentation will first give an introduction to the learning space design process, then offer some ideas to increase student engagement and interest, including the integration of technology into the curriculum, and finally, propose a model for a futuristic classroom. The big question, where should you start? I would strongly recommend getting the approval of your building principal, the director of technology, and maintenance supervisor before making any changes. Then think about the changes you want to make to your teaching. Do you want to incorporate more cooperative learning with your students? Do you want to expand your use of technology? Would you like to make the course materials available to students over the internet? How can you adapt your teaching methods to make the best use of the time, materials, and spaces you have available? All these questions must first be asked to give some indication of what you want your new learning space to contain. The next step is to analyze the space and technology currently in your classroom. The tables, chairs, desks, chalkboard or whiteboard, projector, computer, audio and video materials. Include everything that is used and can be used to teach. Then step outside the classroom. Check with the other members of your department or building. Are there any useful items that are just taking up space somewhere? Could you trade items with another teacher to benefit you both? Do the information technology or maintenance departments have any suggestions or materials that may be of use? Take a complete inventory of what is available before you purchase anything new. Next, conduct a series of needs assessments and interviews. What do you need to make your lessons more interesting and engaging? What ideas do your students or colleagues have for improving the classroom? What will your principal allow or pay for? Exactly what changes to furnishings, layout, and technology can the existing space support? What changes can you make yourself? How can the students help? What will need to be done by the maintenance staff or outside professionals? Now it's time to make a wish list that contains all the things you might need to customize your learning space. And if you're not sure what to put on your list, just ask your students, your colleagues, your administrators, even your own children. Anyone who teaches or learns can offer some helpful advice and give you different points of view. They will probably have ideas you might never have considered. Once you know what can or cannot be done, make an action plan. Include as much detail as possible. If the project will be extensive, break it up into several phases and construct a realistic timeline to follow. Determine what, where, and when each component will be completed. Give your students a chance to contribute. Divide responsibilities fairly and evenly among them. Have some alternative plans ready just in case, and try to predict any problems that might occur as well as how to solve them. Once the planning is complete, collect your materials and start the construction. Your learning space is ready. Now what? Since today's students learn in new and diverse ways with dozens of distractions that didn't even exist 10 or 15 years ago, how can sitting through a lecture, reading from a textbook, or completing a worksheet ever hope to compete with high-definition television, instant messaging, cell phones, iPods, the internet, or video games? The short answer? They can't. So use your new space and technology to center the learning around the students and to present the course material in a variety of ways that appeal to all types of learners. While you're at it, use that same technology to challenge the faster students, remediate the slower ones, and have a mechanism available to provide class notes, assignments, or assessments to students who may have missed class. With the boundaries of technology expanding at an almost immeasurable rate, it would be impossible to list all the different types of hardware, software, applications, and resources available to you. Start with the most basic technology that the school either already has or can easily obtain. Even a few computers for student use in your classroom would be a good start. A digital projector to show video from a computer, DVD player, or VCR is another affordable option that has a wide range of applications. If you can get one, try using a smartboard instead of a chalkboard or marker board. If you have Wi-Fi access in the classroom, you can make use of the PDAs, iPods, or iPads that many of your students probably already own. All they will need is access to the network. Need some ideas as to how to use all the new technology? Remember that your colleagues are a valuable resource. How are other teachers in your building or district using technology in their classrooms? Can any of their ideas be adapted to your discipline? Communicate and share ideas regularly to get the most out of your new learning space. And as for updating or gaining new technology, gradually add items to your budget request each year until you have all that you need. Also keep in mind the large number of corporations, foundations, and government agencies that offer grants for technology and education. Take advantage of every opportunity to accumulate materials to maximize the effectiveness of your teaching. Since students learn in more ways than we can teach them, why limit the learning to the classroom? Set up a class webpage, blog, or wiki. Not sure how to do it? You have a room full of technology experts ready and willing to help you. Give the students the responsibility to design, construct, and maintain the class sites. Let the students bring your classroom into the 21st century and then take it to new and exciting places over the internet. The walls of your classroom don't have to be the boundaries of your class. Now that the technology in your room is up to speed, put it to work. You could establish a distance learning cooperative with schools in other districts, states, or even other countries. Your students may be able to take advantage of some online courses offered by colleges and universities. Give your students the ability to learn from new teachers and share information and ideas with students they have never met, as well as to experience the language, culture, and character of different locations without ever leaving the classroom. The classroom of the future will have no predetermined layout. Students will have several areas within the classroom where they can choose to learn independently, collaboratively, or as a large group. Technology will be utilized to enable students to work at their own pace, expand their learning beyond the curriculum, and share ideas locally or globally. They will work and learn together in comfortable, efficient settings that facilitate communication and sharing of knowledge. Teachers will combine traditional and progressive teaching methods with current technology to provide a wide range of learning experiences for their students, both in and out of the classroom. The resources listed here offer several different levels of information about learning spaces, from the most basic guidelines to specific in-depth analysis and instructions to help you create your perfect learning space. These links offer numerous learning space ideas, choices, and examples, as well as additional links to other sites. Thanks to Google Image Search and Yahoo Image Search for photos. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation. Good luck to any of you planning to redesign your own learning space.